Mueller agrees to testify, a blockbuster hearing now set. Overnight, the special counsel agrees to appear before Congress and the country to answer questions in public for the first time about the Russia investigation, obstruction of justice, and the president. How the White House is responding right now.
Border battle. Overnight, the House passing a bill to provide billions in humanitarian aid, now set for a Senate showdown as the crisis at the border escalates.
Breaking news. 2 U.S. service members killed in Afghanistan. The Taliban now claiming responsibility. We're live with the latest.
E-cigarette standoff. Overnight, San Francisco becomes the first city in the country to ban sales of e-cigs to people of all ages. Now the popular brand Juul is fighting back.
Vacation mystery. The search right now for this American couple last seen jet skiing in Barbados. Their family demanding answers.
Miracle rescue caught on camera.
Oh, look how precious you are.
The newborn baby found abandoned in the woods. The family and officers who saved her just in time.
And GPS fail. How more than 100 people ended up here stuck in the mud.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. Great to have you all with us on this Wednesday morning.
That's right. Now, have any of you ever felt like you're stuck in the mud? Well, we just showed you dozens of drivers literally were when a GPS shortcut went wrong for all of them. Shortcut. That story coming up. And so as not to judge, I just have to say I have my own GPS story where I ended up with a tow truck.
A tow truck.
Tow truck in a ditch.
You listened too carefully.
Correct.
Okay,
yes.
We're going to have more on that coming up. First, that breaking news overnight, Robert Mueller has now agreed to testify on Capitol Hill, answer questions for the first time about the Russia investigation, obstruction of justice, and President Trump. Mueller was reluctant. He wanted to let the report be his last word, but facing a subpoena from House Democrats, he will appear before 2 committees. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas starts us off from Washington. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. That's right. Mueller had been reluctant to testify, but it appears the Democrat will get that dramatic moment they've been hoping for. A chance to question Mueller about his Russia investigation in open session, live with the world watching.
On July 17th, high drama expected as Bob Mueller enters those crowded congressional hearings, teeming with reporters and cameras, and Democratic House members eager to grill him. Among their critical questions, what did Mueller mean by this statement concerning whether the president obstructed justice?
If we had had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so.
Democrats likely to press Mueller on those 10 episodes in his 400-page report where the president is pushing back against the investigation. After Mueller's press conference, the president accusing Mueller of being biased.
I think Mueller is a true never-Trumper.
And he's repeatedly claimed the report clears him.
No collusion, no obstruction.
But critics say Mueller's report does not exonerate the president. The hearing expected to be a showdown between some Democrats who want to impeach the president and Republicans who will defend him. Last night, anticipating Mueller's testimony, the president's attorney on the attack.
First thing they need to answer is his own conflicts of interest. The whole report is incoherent.
Mueller has been blunt, making clear his investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election was no witch hunt.
There were multiple, systematic efforts to interfere in our election. And that allegation deserves the attention of every American.
But Mueller had hoped his brief press conference after 2 years of silence would be enough.
The work speaks for itself. And the report is my testimony.
Mueller did not want to testify because he was concerned Democrats and Republicans would make it a spectacle. But the Democrats clearly believe that Mueller being questioned in public will help the nation focus on what the Russians did and how the president's campaign responded. They're hoping for a high theater and a breakthrough, George.
Yeah, Pierre, some House Republicans also say they're eager to hear from Mueller.
That's right, George. Many Republicans will want Mueller to expand on his conclusion that there was not evidence of a conspiracy between the Trump campaign and the Russians. And there likely will be questions about Mueller's team and whether they were Democrats biased against Trump, George.
Okay, Pierre, thanks. Let's bring in our senior national correspondent, Terry Moran, for The View from the White House. And Terry, at the White House, they thought this bullet had been dodged.
They did, but no such luck, although they're seeing it in a way as an opportunity. The president's legal team, as we heard in Pierre's piece, saying that Robert Mueller has agreed to testify. He said his testimony will be the report, and it will be the report. But they're also seeing this possibility that they could use Mueller's testimony to open up what President Trump, in a two-word tweet overnight, that very familiar presidential refrain, calls presidential harassment, and use it as a political opportunity to say Democrats can't get over the 2016 election and get in to some of what they claim are the conflicts of interest in the Mueller team and the origins of the investigation itself. So expect a fierce counterattack, as usual, from this White House.
Yeah, those conflicts were addressed in the report and dismissed by Robert Mueller in the report, and some White House aides as well. But any chance, the White House says they might be able to make these points, but any chance they could block Robert Mueller from speaking?
Well, he was an employee of the executive branch, so there may be some kind of claim of executive privilege that the president could make. It would be a hard one to win, even in court, which the courts don't usually like these cases. That said, the White House shows no indication at this point of trying to block this testimony. They want this battle. They think they can win it.
Jordan Moran, thanks very much, Michael.
All right, Jordan, the other major story breaking overnight, the House passing a bill to send $4.5 billion in humanitarian aid to the border after reports of children being held in deplorable conditions. This comes as the acting head of Customs and Border Protection abruptly resigns. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman is in Clint, Texas with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Michael. This facility behind me is considered the worst of the worst. Lawyers we've spoken to who've gotten access inside say that children as young as 5 months old were left hungry, kids left in their filthy clothes for weeks at a time, denied soap and toothbrushes. And now we're hearing that 100 children are being transferred back here. All of this as we're learning about all this turmoil, rattling Customs and Border Protection getting its third chief in less than 3 months.
As we learned that over 100 children were transferred back to a Border Patrol station likened by a doctor to a torture chamber, overnight lawmakers in the House managed to pass a $4.5 billion emergency funding bill to provide humanitarian aid. That facility here in Clint, Texas, held hundreds of children as young as 5 months old. Many left hungry, denied even showers and soap. Now, the president is distancing himself from John Sanders, the outgoing CBP chief who was appointed just 2 months ago.
I don't think I've ever spoken to him, actually. No, we have some very good people running it.
John Sanders saying in May,
children should not have to sleep on the ground, huddled under Mylar blankets. We can and we must do better as a country.
Sources tell ABC News Sanders' resignation had nothing to do with allegations about horrific conditions reported at some Border Patrol stations. Hope Fry led a group which recently visited 2 Border Patrol facilities in Texas, saying they were appalled by what they saw.
They're sleeping on a concrete floor in a cage, packed with other children, that there's not enough room to lay down. One child was sleeping with her knees wrapped in this aluminum foil to protect her from the stench.
The CBP has denied most of the allegations, telling us they work to provide the best care possible for those in our custody. The agency announcing earlier this week that it removed 250 children from that Clint facility before bringing 100 back.
I am shattered by what I see. I despair for the children there. I am profoundly worried about it.
There are currently about 13,500 children in U.S. custody.
I just want to give you a sense of how unsanitary conditions are inside some of these facilities. Hope Fry, who you just heard in our piece, she visited a single facility once and contracted influenza A, had to be hospitalized for 3 days. Now, Customs and Border Protection says there might be some good news. The number of children in its facilities has been reduced from about 2,500 to about 1,000 this week. Amy.
All right, our Matt Gutman at the border, and that crisis there at the border is just one of the issues taking center stage tonight when the first round of the Democratic presidential debates gets underway. So many candidates, they had to split it up between 2 nights. Our senior congressional correspondent Mary Bruce is there in Miami, where they will face off just a few hours from now. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Amy. Well, Democrats this morning are getting ready for their first very crowded showdown with 20 candidates sharing the stage here over 2 nights. This is likely to feel a little bit more like candidate speed dating. Tonight on round 1, Elizabeth Warren will be the one to watch. She has been rising in the polls, impressing candidates with her detailed policy approach. But for others, this is a chance to have a real breakout moment, like for Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, or Beto O'Rourke, who's fizzled in the polls recently. While for some of the lesser-known candidates, this is a chance for them to introduce themselves on the national stage. The candidates here will likely be grilled on everything from healthcare to the economy, the environment, and of course immigration, as outrage continues to grow over these conditions along the border. But Amy, for many voters, the big question that they will likely be thinking, who on this stage can best beat Donald Trump?
All right, Mary Bruce in Miami, thank you. We are also following that breaking news overseas. 2 U.S. service members killed in Afghanistan. The Taliban is claiming responsibility. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was just in Afghanistan Tuesday and sent his condolences this morning to the service members' families and fellow soldiers, saying, quote, "This drives home the need for us to be successful with the mission there in Afghanistan." George?
America's longest war. Okay, Amy, thanks. Let's go to Ginger now for more on the dangerous storms starting in the Midwest. First heat wave of the season heading east. Hey, Ginger.
We have a lot going on, George. Lots to talk about, starting with the pictures of hail. We start in Kansas, where the hail was just bouncing off the ground there. There were more than 120 severe storm reports. Also, all the way up to Chicago. This is the Cubs Stadium. So hail was falling. People were confused because it's ice falling from the sky. But I'm going to tell you right now, that is a great sign that it is summer and we are heating up, because you need that heat to make those thunderstorms and updrafts. You also need it to do this: 10 to 12 inches of rain in Harlingen, Texas, causing flash flooding. So that heat coming just under that jet stream that's going to bubble north and, yes, make some of those severe storms back in the northern plains. But 90 possible for the first time this season for both New York, Chicago, and New York City. We haven't seen a stretch this long without a 90 since 2014 in New York City. So it could happen this week, Michael.
Wow, summer is here, Ginger. Thank you for that. And now to that first of its kind e-cigarette ban. San Francisco is set to become the first city in the nation to ban the sale of e-cigarettes to people of all ages. ABC's Lindsay Davis is here with the details. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning to you, Michael. This is a significant move and a unanimous decision by San Francisco's Board of Supervisors to eliminate the sale of e-cigarettes. And the mayor has said that she'll sign it. This is the significance here, that critics are saying their concern is the popularity among teenagers, thus introducing tobacco products to a new generation. But e-cigarette makers say that banning them means that adult smokers would no longer have access to a safer option than regular cigarettes. And this ban would not just prohibit the sale of e-cigarettes in stores, they also cannot be purchased online and then shipped to a San Francisco address. Juul, the industry leader, is actually based in San Francisco and released a statement saying, in part, they support regulation and enforcement instead of prohibition, which they say will drive former adult smokers who successfully switched to vapor products back to deadly cigarettes. Michael.
And Lindsay, we're talking about San Francisco, but are there any other cities or states out there that are working on a similar ban?
Well, these bans of e-cigarettes to minors, that's already in place in nearly every state. But there are several states that have bills underway that specifically target fruit and candy flavored tobacco, which they say that teens find especially appealing.
All right. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Amy?
All right, Michael, now to new developments involving that missing college student in Utah. Police are now releasing the last known images of Mackenzie Lueck, seen in the airport before she vanished. ABC's Clayton Sandell is in Salt Lake City with the very latest on that. Good morning, Clayton.
Good morning, Amy. Police say those images were taken less than an hour before Mackenzie Lueck got a ride from the airport to this park, meeting someone here at 3 a.m., then disappearing. Now the FBI has joined the search.
This morning, the last time Mackenzie Lueck was seen in public. These newly released pictures taken just after she landed at the Salt Lake City airport 9 days ago, just before she vanished.
She did not appear to talk to anyone in the airport.
Police say the 23-year-old University of Utah senior then took a rideshare to this North Salt Lake City park. The rideshare driver, now cleared as a suspect, told police Lueck met someone there at 3 a.m.
The description we have is vague. It could have been a male or a female.
She hasn't been seen since. Investigators say there's no evidence of foul play, but with few leads and no contact, her friends and family are growing concerned.
It's just getting more and more real, and I feel she is
in danger at this point.
Police say they're getting search warrants, looking online for clues.
Does Mackenzie have an alternate phone that she has used in the past or is using? Does she have social media accounts that we don't know about?
Police say they've gotten more than 125 tips, but they're now looking for the one that will help break this case. Guys.
Wow. Sad case indeed. Hopefully they find her safely. And now we're going to go to an epic GPS fail. We've all done it. Dozens of drivers, you're out there, you're trying to avoid an accident, so you detour what your GPS tells you to a dirt road near Denver, where a lot of these people did, where they promptly got stuck in the mud. Happened to Amy before, too. ABC's Will Reeve is here with more. Good morning, Will.
Yeah, Michael, happened to me, too. Happened to everyone. And whether it's for travel or, let's be honest, just walking around town, almost all of us are trusting our phones to get us where we're going. But this weekend in Colorado, hundreds of people were quite literally stuck in the mud when their devices led them to the middle of nowhere.
Welcome to 64th Avenue in Aurora, Colorado. Normally, nothing to see here except a few birds. But this morning, something weird was going on when a detour quickly turned into a disaster after dozens of drivers made this abandoned dirt road look like a busy interstate.
There was a line of cars in front of me following the same instructions. And so I thought, well, everybody else seems to be fine, so I followed them on out.
The routine trip took an unexpected turn, literally. While driving to Denver International Airport, drivers like Connie Monsees took to their devices, hoping apps like Google Maps would help shave some time around a nearby accident.
Take exit 286 onto Tower Road.
But instead of finding a quicker route, they found a mess. The detour led hordes of cars down the wrong path, an isolated, narrow, muddy path with no room to turn. Thanks to mud and deep ditches, the cars were now stuck.
It was a mess.
Why did Google send us out there to begin with? It just didn't make any sense.
Connie's related to ABC Denver's station traffic expert, Jason Luber. Jason saying it's up to drivers to make the final call.
You're driving. Google Maps isn't driving. Google Maps isn't perfect. You need to know where you're going.
And this morning, Google tells us, quote, while we always work to provide the best directions, issues can arise due to unforeseen circumstances such as weather. And they added that we encourage all drivers to follow local laws, stay attentive, and use their best judgment while driving. Good advice.
All right, but when you're in a foreign country and you don't know where you're going and it takes you down a local road where people say, I've never driven on that road, I don't know. I mean,
so in other words, you're telling us your own personal story.
That's Amy's deal.
That's her story. She's sticking to it.
Yeah. Google Maps.
I think we'll save Amy now and move on to some other stories going on, including, this heart-pounding rescue. A family heard cries in the woods, and they found an abandoned baby. See the baby right there? We're going to tell you about the moment she was saved.
Also this morning, an ABC News exclusive in that Arkansas murder mystery. A former state senator killed, her friend taken into custody. Well, now that friend's fiance is speaking out why he says there is no way she's guilty. But first, let's go back to Ginger.
I feel you, Amy, and storm chasing, it happens all the time because you're in places that you're not usually seeing. Speaking of, look what was happening in Carson County, Texas. This is a gustnado. Forms differently than a tornado, but still can be quite dangerous. You get the winds gusting out there. I wanted to bring you, though, the severe storm forecast today that comes along with that low in the stationary front. Not going to move a lot. It's going to bubble there from Montana, Pullman, Washington, Pierre, and Minneapolis down to Davenport, all in the severe storm forecast today. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, the hot cities, sponsored by Walgreens.
Walgreens, save your skin today. Now at Walgreens, skincare products are buy two, get the third free.
Have extra water ready to go and sunblock on. It's going to get progressively hotter this week. This is only our second day of that heat wave that continues through the weekend. The heat will peak on Friday, the high temperature 96 degrees. The other thing is it's going to get increasingly more humid this week, so it will feel quite oppressive by the end of the work week. We've got 86 degrees coming your way at noon today with sunshine, 92 at 4 p.m. There might be a little stray shower in the mountains tomorrow, and then a better chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday.
If you're like me, and I know Michael, you love Peloton, even if you're a 9-month-old named Vivian.
Aww.
Look at her trying her best. She's watching her mom there.
I love that.
She's staying in shape.
She is. Started already.
Good for her. We'll be right back.
I wanted more from my COPD medicine. That's why I've got the power of 1, 2, 3 medicines in Trelegy.
The only FDA-approved 3-in-1 COPD treatment.
Trelegy, the